Good morning. I'm Constable Victor Kwong and welcome to the Toronto Police News for Thursday, the 7th of December, 2017. On today's episode, we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes look of what it's like to be a communications call taker and dispatcher for the Toronto Police Service. But first, here's some highlights from what happened overnight. Yesterday, police and paramedics responded to a man who was stabbed in the arm following what was reported to us as a road rage incident in the Shepherd Avenue East and Kennedy Road area. The man was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and this investigation continues. Yesterday evening at about 8:30 p.m., we responded to a hospital for a man who was in crisis and being assaultive to hospital staff. When we arrived on scene, the man continued being assaultive and we were unable to de-escalate him. A sergeant on scene deployed his conducted energy weapon so that hospital staff could get the man into control to get him the help he needs. Early this morning, just after midnight, police responded to the Rouge Hill GO Transit station at the request of GO Transit Special Constables. They had found a drunk man who, upon apprehension, was found to have a loaded handgun upon him. When we arrived on scene to continue the arrest, it's alleged that we found additional ammunition upon him. He was taken to the hospital for intoxication, and he has since been arrested. And now, back to our main story. Earlier on this week, I spent some time with communication operators to get a behind-the-scenes look as to what they do to keep the city safe each and every day. Communications operators are trained to be call takers and dispatchers. They are assigned their daily duties which determine what role they take on that day. Today, Rob is working as a call taker, Debbie is working as a dispatcher, and it just so happens that Rob and Debbie are also husband and wife. Rob, can you talk to me about what a day in the life of a call taker is like?
Well, first of all, when I get into work, we'll go into what's called the parade room. And in the parade room, I'll get my assigned duties for the day. After that, a supervisor will come in and parade the rest of the shift as to what's going on and that's what we need to know before shift begins. Certain things like if there's a parade going on, demonstrations, road closures, any form of special events, any training tips, any nice to knows, changes in procedures, or we'll just have a general banter among shift, just if there's anything that we need to discuss about in an open forum. After that, I'll make my way out to the operational floor where I will take my position at my phone. It's important to note to the public that 911 calls take priority over non-emergency calls. So 911 calls will be routed first to the first available call taker.
And what kind of calls do you receive each day?
Well, we are the public safety answering point for all 911 calls in the city of Toronto. So all calls for police, fire, and ambulance will come to us first. Non-emergency calls also come through our center for police response that are not urgent in nature. Now, certain calls also come through our center that don't require any police response at all. Things like construction noise, barking dogs, potholes, when the power is out, when the power comes back on, and minor disputes over property lines. These calls are problematic because they tie up a 911 operator from answering the next available call. It's really important for the public to know what number to call and when.
Well, hopefully today we're helping with that by talking about what really is an emergency and what isn't. Debbie, once there is police presence required, can you tell us what happens in your role as a dispatcher?
Sure. I receive all of the 911 and the non-emergency calls that have been created for the specific division or divisions that I'm responsible for. I prioritize them and determine which ones need the immediate police response. I make an assessment within a few seconds as to which police resources are needed and where they're going to be sent. So I can be responsible for up to 80 officers at any given time. And emergencies don't happen in order or one at a time. They come in waves and they happen all at once.
How does the service support you in this key first point of contact?
If there was one core value that I could best describe the communications center, it's teamwork. We are all just one spoke in the wheel that makes the communications center run. If you were to come up here during a major incident, you could hear the room hum. It was the blackout of 2003 as an example, propane explosion of 2008, the flood of 2013. Everybody up here knew their role. You would have communications operators calling in saying, "Can I come in early? I want to help. Can I stay late? I want to help." Nobody wanted to leave their cohorts behind. Everybody wanted to work as a team.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, I would say I would agree with everything that Rob has said. We're not only a team, we are a family. It's a very close-knit family. We would do anything to help each other out. That includes coming in. We're not on duty yet, but there's a power failure. I know that the room is going to be busy and they're going to need people, so I'm going to be coming in and just grabbing a phone wherever I can and trying to help out in any way I can.
If you have a story idea or would like to see a unit or member featured on Toronto Police News, please leave a comment on our YouTube channel. Or you can email us at feedback.news@torontopolice.on.ca. That's it for today's episode, Toronto. Until tomorrow, stay safe.